As you start looking around for properties, you'll notice there's a few different title types that you need to become familiar with. The main two that you'll come across are what we call fee simple, also known as freehold, and cross-lease. Fee simple or freehold is the most desirable title type. It means that you have exclusive rights to the land and the buildings on that property. Because it's more desirable, it carries more value, generally commands a higher purchase price, and it generally has more interest from other buyers. With cross leases, you own an undivided share of the land for which you and your neighbours lease your portions to one another. These portions are called flats. Cross leases are still decent quality, make no mistake, but they just come with the requirement for more due diligence, and you can see my other video on cross-lease due diligence for more information. Apartments are typically held in what's called unit title or stratum and freehold. And with apartments, you own your specific apartment and you also own a share in the common areas such as hallways, stairways, and elevators. Apartments will have what's called a body corporate, and that body corporate is responsible for managing those common areas, and they will ask you to contribute to the cost of that through the body corp levies, and those are typically paid or billed annually. The body corp levy can be expensive, sometimes up to $6,000 or $7,000 a year, depending on the property and where you live. So make sure you check what that cost is before you make any offers. The other property type you might come across is leaseholds. I would recommend that you stay away from leasehold properties, and that's because when you buy a leasehold property, you own the dwelling that sits on the land, but you do not own the land itself. You are leasing that land, and that lease can expire, and when it expires, the lease can go up to quite a higher amount, or the lessor can decide not to renew that lease altogether, leaving you with a dwelling on a bit of land that you no longer have access to. So you need to be very careful with leasehold title types, and as the banks are quite conservative with these, it does make buying very tricky.